trendsetter, I got style for you.
Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go.
Came for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun, a 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold, bang roll, on the go, ice wall, ice wall, ice wall. Came for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process and I only know it takes time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate now. For my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. It's only 8 a.m. I don't do it for the gram. I know I'm a man. I'm my 2020. Whoa, whoa. Woke up to deposits and it's only 8 a.m. Do it for the fam, I don't do it for the gram. Do it for my daughters, do it for my little man. That's my 2020. Reason why I win. Lot of missed calls, looking bloody in my call log. I bet to myself, I'm not sorry that I logged, dog. Check my mental health, I was feeling like a lost dog. Bounce back and wipe my paws off. Get it off the humble and I stick to what I know. Nights on top of nights, long nights took a toll. Took some steps back, but I still get up and I go. And now you know, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. Pressure on me daily, got the family on my back. Dreams are getting bigger, put the city on my map. Wrote inside my palm, but I'll try not to get attached. Moment that it's here, could be over just like that. Fast car, no NASCAR. I was never working hard, I guess I'm mad smart. Top speed like a rocket, it was blast off. 6 figures from my couch without a mask on. Waited for my cycle like a laundry mat. Going to the moon, it's on top and that. 2 straight years of dropping back to back. Epidemic jumping like an acrobat. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, wow.
Good morning all. Yes sir, hope everyone is well, hope everyone is good. Let me make sure all systems go. Let's have a look. Yes sir, all is working. Let's get into it today, see what we got going on the charts, take it from there. And yeah, let's just see what's going on. So looking at the calendar here today, we are on Wednesday, so we have a little bit of Euro news. Let's see if Financial Juice actually shows a time. They normally do actually. So let's see if they show a time. German real estate, no. Unemployment rate 11.55. Damn, 11.55. Oh, it's not that bad actually. That's 1 hour after, or basically 1 hour after London Open. Okay, so not that bad. Still gonna be tradable. And then what do we have? Some French news, 10:45, 15 minutes before. Not too important this. And then this one's at 1 o'clock. Okay, fine. Yeah, that's fine. Sweet. So in terms of today, we just basically have that at around 1 hour, almost 1 hour after London Open. And then we have ADP later on and USD GDP as well. That's not till New York session, but for London, the rest is clean here. So getting to the charts here, having a look at what we got going on here. Let's start off with GJ previous daily here, closing kind of doji, not kind of, is doji. Not really too much information from that previous daily. Previous 4 hour closing bearish, but very weak bearish, not even closing back outside the range. So really not much information, and that's clear. We're really sitting in a range since basically this morning, market open-ish, doing nothing, right? We've just been sat in this range. So we need to either get out of the range towards the upside or downside. If we're looking at 15-minute, yeah, above here has some options into this range here. We are technically a bearish bias. If we were to look at technicals, obviously we are more, how would I say? I mean, it's harder to sell because the ranges are messier compared to the buys here, but also the buys is not the biggest range. What are we looking like? 7 pips here, you know what I mean? So not really the best range in terms of buys, with only 7 pips being how much we have. I would love to see one more structure form, and then a little bit later, maybe in 15 minutes, we see the actual close above instead of this candle closing above, because I want the hour closing above. Would be a lot better to have the hour as well. Probably want it above this one here. This is going to be a lot better. A little bit better than this one here. That's what I feel. And then you could trade to fill this wick and see if it can continue. Now you need volume, and this is going to be, you know, obviously the massive question is, do we have volume, right? We don't really have much information to prove that price has volume. You know, we've not really been moving in these past few days, so we'll have to see how price reacts and take it from there. Now looking at gold here on the other hand, start off back on the daily time frame. Daily time frame on gold, previous daily closing bearish, is below this previous support here. Again, this is back in this very heavy rejection zone. Every time we revisit this rejection zone down here, we do get some pretty harsh bounces. Right now we are sitting at this previous, so I wonder where I drew this from, but 4 hour has closed below. Should mark that like that. So we have closed below this previous 4 hour support, kind of slowly making our way towards the downside, but I'm rejecting at the moment. Let's go and mark this there. See the 30-minute, a little bit lower, 15-minute, same spot, so that's going to mark it right there. Actually, we need to keep both because that's first. We need to keep both. Because if we're going to sell down to this, that's what's going to come first, right? To the 1 hour. So plan is pretty straightforward. We are bearish bias here. So I'd love to see one bullish candle form and then the next one close bearish. That would be like a #1 trade. Or breakout trades later work as well. I really want to try trade towards these lows instead of at the lows. 5 minute has no change of structure yet. Yeah, that would be perfect if we could see actually this candle reject a little. Next candle close bullish and then the next one below would be good. That'd be cool. Or at least this candle closed below and 5-minute structure if we're going to get something a little bit sooner. I wouldn't mind that as well, actually. I wouldn't mind that as well. This closed bearish like this. And then just a little bit of 5-minute structure. What are we working with here? 50 pips. 60 pips to the max. But let's see our... This target here, 37, this 40. I mean, it's definitely enough to get break even. Let's see what happens in 3 minutes. And then take it from there. Now... DAX here on the other hand, let's go ahead and start fresh here on DAX. Boom. Daily time frame closed bullish, very nicely bullish close, to be honest, right above this resistance here, which is what you want to see for continuation, is to be above resistance, not at resistance. Definitely helps. Looking at 4-hour time frame, we do have a resistance being made, which is going to come in right around here. So we are mixed session bias, believe it or not, but obviously with how price has been moving, it is more on the bullish side, and I hope that's clear for everyone. And you could just see from basically from the momentum we have and how we've been moving. 1-hour time frame, a little bit higher resistance here. It's gonna get a little bit messy, I feel. Just gonna leave the line and hopefully we don't have to draw too many. 30 minutes is higher, yeah. 15 minutes is even higher. Yeah, messy as hell. So we don't really want to trade into this top range here, especially with the 4 hours sitting there. Now for the sells, I really want to leave the range for sells because we're more bullish on higher time frame. So sells below here will make sense for me. The amount of news today for DAX, yeah, but it's all after open. So it might just stay in the range. That's why I'm saying I want to leave the range for sells and leave the range for buys. Because if it's gonna wait for news, you're just gonna see it chop everybody up in here. If not, then even it would be like a sort of option to sell from below 475. Which I still like, actually. I still like, but this needs to come closer towards the open to take that sell, right? That needs to come closer towards the open to take that type of sell. And then we see. And take it from there. Isn't DAX in supply zone for DAX? You're trading a session. Depends what time frame supply zone you're talking about. No, it's not in a supply zone. It's not. Definitely not. What time frame are you talking about the supply zone? Maybe you're talking about 5 minute, 1 minute. So yeah. Stream is lagging. Stream is very smooth from my side. No lag. Everything says it's running at full speed, so maybe refresh might be something with YouTube. No lag. Yeah, that's why I'm telling them to refresh. My Wi-Fi is okay. Like I said, refresh will help you. So that's the analysis, man. Nothing too complex. Nothing too complex. Yawning again, bro. You up playing games all night? No, I'm not playing games all night. Last time I launched that game was yesterday. Guys are always trying to catch me, huh? It will take me a few days to recover from fucking the night before, man. Because I don't sleep in or anything. I can't, you know. But it messes me up. And I trained legs yesterday, man. I trained legs yesterday, so... Tired and training legs. We're not playing, bro. We're not playing. Who won the funded account? I'm gonna start the competition. I'm just finalizing the rules and stuff. I want to make it fair. I'm still trying to decide what's gonna be the best way forward. There's a lot going on. But we will do it. But we want to make it fair. Today we will have a giveaway of Pip Labs though, like I promised. That'll be on my Instagram. I have a fun way of doing that. Again, it will be a competition, but a very simple competition. You guys on stream, since you guys watch stream, you guys can get a hint of the competition, so you can prepare yourself. So you guys are getting a small competitive advantage. So you better listen up. So on my Instagram, there'll be on my story the giveaway for today. And what you'll have to guess is I will put a text box where you guys have to input a number. Now this number has to be how many simulations of registered users do you think ran in the month of April? Because now we're at the end of the month. Today's the last day. How many simulations ran? And the two people, we're giving away 2 memberships. Whoever, so we're going to give 1 monthly and 1 yearly membership. Whoever gets the closest to the as possible will win the yearly, and whoever's second place will win the monthly. So we'll see. You guys get competitive advantage. Telling you guys early. Chat is quiet. They must be thinking, man. They must be thinking. Remember, yearly membership, 12 months you get, 12 months. We have to comment the number on your Insta post? No, you'll see it on my story. Just make sure you're following. I'll announce it during the stream again, so don't worry. I'll announce it during the stream again, don't worry. It will be basically on the story. You know, you have the text box. It will be on one of those text boxes. Okay, review this trade we took on Asia. I took on 15. I took set 5 replicating last Friday. It's pretty deep candle. How was 5-minute structure? This was 5. So this was 15 close, set up 2 in a downtrend. Stop loss below here. Yeah, to be honest, my stop loss would be below the previous 15 candle, which was here, because you could easily get this just retest, especially in Asian session, right? Especially in Asian session, so I prefer below the 15. Overall setup is fine. We kind of been going in a downtrend, so a little bit tough. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. That's why I don't really like the 5-minute confirmation. You're lucky it pushed up a little bit harder. If it failed here, it would have been cooked, you know? I mean, still you would have got a chance for break even, but you need to identify that. That needs to be identified. No, that's not a supply zone, no. That's why I tell you, just stick to basics, man. You're gonna confuse your analysis. Are you trading that whole zone, or are you trading the lower time frames? Because look how big this zone is, man. You know, a trade from here to here on a 4-hour would be a massive trade, bro. Massive trade. A trade from here to here is a good trade. So you're gonna confuse yourself trying to think this. Hi, unrelated, I had a question about Pip Labs, some personal research. How many situations on average a month do you run? I don't know, you have to find out yourself. Some people in chat are saying 45, 56. Okay, I'm gonna give you a hint. It's gonna be more than 99. That's a huge hint, but I can't give any more. All right. If you guys enjoyed the analysis, everything made sense, you know the drill. Do the YouTube business, guys. Let's get the like to 150. I would appreciate that. Let's go. New giveaway will be at 750 viewers now. You guys will have to guess on my Instagram story, so you have to wait. You have to wait till I post it. After stream, I'll probably post it. So gold has made the close below the previous 4-hour support. This is the 5-minute structure we want to see. This is why I didn't want to just take it like this, ripping it when it broke the lows. Yeah, you would have gone in a little bit of profit, but now you're begging that it creates a lower high. You know? But if we can now wait for that to create that lower high, it will be great. Preliminary CPI all day. Yeah, but if you check Financial Juice, you'll be able to see what time. It's not till a little bit later. We have till London open. Yo, Joe, morning, brother. You guys will have to guess on my Instagram. Make sure you're following on my Instagram. Otherwise, you won't be able to enter. And look, this is not based off a percentage chance of getting chosen randomly. This is based off, you actually guys have a chance if you're actually able to figure it out logically. Logically, you'll be able to win. What's this about Instagram? I'm doing a giveaway for Pip Labs yearly and 1 yearly subscription, 1 monthly subscription. But instead of a random user winning, it will be based on who can guess how many registered users simulations were ran during the month of April. So I'm gonna put it on my Instagram, a comment box. Whoever can get the closest person gets the yearly. Second place will get the monthly. So you actually have a chance. Like if you can calculate it, and there is hints. Okay, there is hints. Registered users for Pip Labs, yeah, not including people like who just go and try the demo. Otherwise, it will be a very hard number to calculate, right? That doesn't count as a simulation. Both free and paying users, registered users. So people with accounts. Could we get a hint? Guys, there's hints there. You have to go research. You don't ask me. This is cheating. You guys are cheating. Bro, at least 3 winners? Okay, fine. 3 winners. Biggest giveaway. Let's go. 3 winners. 1 yearly, 2 monthly. No more questions. You will have to see on my Instagram. No more guesses, guys. No more questions. Wait for the Instagram post. One user equals 1 simulation? No, because 1 user can open maybe 3 simulations that month, 4 simulations. Where do we have to guess? Guys, on my Instagram later, after stream. I'm gonna announce it towards the end of stream. Then you guys can know. Fuck's that burning smell, man. That is not a good smell. That is not a good smell. Call 199. That's okay. I think smoke alarm, so anything major will go off. But It smells like burning wood, you know, so I'm trying to see. So there's some construction sites here. Normally they like to burn off some extra wood, or I don't know what. Maybe something caught on fire when they were trying to do something. Yo, it actually smells strong burning. Alright, so now we've kind of made that 5-minute structure. This 50-minute here closes in 2 minutes 40, which will be the hour close as well. Now that's an interesting hour close. Long rejection on the 1 hour. 30-minute would close bearish. How big top wick do we see is the question. You think that 5-minute close enough on GJ was enough for the wick fill? Man, your range kind of sucks here, right? Like if you actually do proper measuring, first of all, you're at this previous 1 hour, which could have been an issue, especially with GJ. Your stop loss here is like 10 pips. Not that bad, actually. 10 pips is a very small stop. But wow, the ranges are tiny on GJ. All the way up there is 10 pips. You know? Honestly, you can get in with a retest entry, if anything. That would be even better with such small ranges here. You could even get in with a retest entry. Like even this close, next one makes a bottom wick. If it has no top wick, you can enter on the bottom wick. I mean, even this stop loss here is tiny. 8 pips. 4 pips to here, 8 pips to there, you know? Oh, we flipped here last second. We flipped. That's very interesting. We'll see the last 1 minute. This is why you have to wait for closes. Because now we're closing back above the previous 4-hour support. Gold also rejected 5-minute support. Yes. If I was going to base it on the 1 hour, the 30-minute, and that 15 closing bearish for the second time, I wouldn't worry too much about the 5-minute support because we would have tested it and closed bearish. But now we rejected it. It also changes the other time frames, right? It changes now 1 hour is closing stronger, 30 minutes closing above previous 4-hour support, 15 minutes obviously closing bullish. So that kind of changes it. That's why closes are super important, because we can see the reaction, see what's the outcome. How big is GJ? I wonder if a retest entry here would make sense. Shit, my charts are stuck. Oh man. To check spreads on GJ. Spreads are okay. Counter bias on GJ? Yeah, kind of looking at a 4-hour setup 3 here. 7 pips on GJ, impossible to trade. Impossible to trade with 7 pip spread. Impossible. Would enter at TP? Yeah, it's like that's nuts. Why? It seems like that's how low liquidity GJ has been these days, right? That's really why. It's not like the old day. I mean, look at this range is tiny. Like if we take this type of trade here, stop loss is about like what, 6 pips here. I don't know if I trust GJ volume, to be honest, man. Especially end of month, I kind of want to preserve my profits. But it is valid if it retests here, you know? Like, when's the last time we saw volume on GJ in London? Not really, right? Breaking this could be like a setup 3 here. Don't trade GJ, it's cooked. I can't really say you're wrong. I want gold sells if we can get below here. That would be nice. 15-minute close below would be even better. That would be like, okay, good shit. $4:30 AM spread was 20 pips. Holy crap. Gold has been consolidating for 5 days. Breakout about to be crazy. Yeah, it's true. Gold gonna crash. I don't know if it's gonna crash, but to see a move, definitely. DAX can be an option if it closes below. It could be, yes. If it does want to make the close below, it will work. Below 15 or 1 hour? See which 1 hour. Below 15. Gold wants to go up. Alright, gold close above the 4 hour on the future start. Does this mean bias has been shifted? No, it's the candle, not it's the candle color, not the where it closed. So has the candle closed bullish or bearish? But gold in this scenario here, you know, for me this is pretty clear bearish close. But yeah, closing above the 4 hour doesn't help. Retest on GG was on point. Yeah, it was super. Let's have a look how it's doing. Ah, amazing, man. It was a perfect trade this. Yeah, that's what I said. You can get in here with very nice tight stop, but who knows with these days, man. First move we've seen in a long time. So as if we see these moves start coming back, it's easy, you know. It's better than just taking guesswork and then it rejecting and stopping you out, you know. Happens a lot. And this is where you kind of get messed up because you take this one position, but then if you take this for the next 5 times, it starts losing because GJ has no volume. Like you take this one here, it loses. You take this breakout here. If you're lucky, you get break even. What is this? You have stop loss here around what? 18 pips. It pushes around 8 pips here, rejects. Then you're done, you know. So I guess today it worked out. Typical though. And then the day you enter, it won't work out. Actually, there's great volume here. Great volume. I wish we had more consistency so that we could see, and this would be super easy, right? Because the setup is there. The setup is valid. The retest, you just literally buy somewhere around here, especially with no top wick. Put stop loss below previous candle for about 10 pips. And then you get here, look, 10 pips. That's your 1-to-1 hit. So it was enough for a 1-to-1. It was definitely enough for 1-to-1. Break even at this previous 15, not the key level, but the previous 15. And it's pushing even further. Some of the biggest volume we've seen in a while on GJ since back at this time here, which was around 453 Asian Open. I mean, if we look at sessions here, and we look at yesterday's London here, very low volume yesterday, London. We didn't even get one volume candle in London. The London before, no volume candle as well, but today London is doing very well. One of the best London sessions we've had since when? Best London session we've had since this London also failed. This London failed. This London failed. Since this time here, which was around April 17th. April 17th was very decent, as you can see. Very decent London movement. And this one here as well, which was April 14th. And then every other London, like this London here, you would have been cooked. This London here, you would have been cooked. This one here, you would have been definitely cooked, especially taking this buy. Look at this. Nice liquidity grab from the lows. You want to take a buy? No, not today. Just for later NY to do the buy that you originally planned. Just for NY to do the buy you originally planned. So it's hard to pick which one. It's hard to pick which one. Same with this. This broke out, but never broke the lows, so that helps a lot. This one here never closed above, and then when it did close above, it only had continuation of 14 pips. So yeah, interesting to see good volume come, enough for a 1-to-1, which is always nice to see. We're rejecting now, but that's not like random, it's rejecting this resistance, so it's pretty standard. So yeah, literally you take your 1-to-1 and get out of that. It actually gave you 2 pips extra. Oh man, that's not the candle I wanted to see, bro. Distracted with GJ. Could have taken this setup 3 here as well, but I got distracted with GJ. If I saw that flip, maybe I reconsider it. That sucks. That bottom wick, it's a bit long, but I mean, I think I would have waited for the 5. I mean, especially now that I'm look back at it, nothing closed below the previous 4-hour support. We don't even have a new 5-minute candle except for this one here. But did this close below is the question. That's what I'm checking on broker. Why is it closed on here? Let's see. See, if we check on broker, that's what's going to be important to see if broker actually closed below. If it did, then that was a missed opportunity. If it didn't, then not really, man, not really. No, it didn't. 100% didn't. If we could flip this 15-minute candle would look good. Like if this 15-minute candle looked the opposite way. Close above 1 hour with structure would be nice on GJ. Right looks clean, but still a lost trust. I think if you're going to take GJ, it was that trade there. Just buy it off the retest. Just try to get as much as possible you can get out of it, you know? Just try to get as much as possible. What do you think about yesterday buy? There's some news came out. Nothing really much you can do about it. I agree with the break even. You know, if it didn't want to continue here, nothing to do really. I think it was valid. News came out, liquidity grabbed deep and then ended up going later, way later. Alright, so 15-minute candle closing here with long rejection now. It doesn't make it easy, huh? It doesn't make it easy to enter. Wick fill. What are we rejecting right now? We're rejecting some previous zone. This has been a heavy rejection zone, man. We've had a lot of rejections from this zone in the past. You can see how much rejections we've had, including this one here. So if you make this a zone like that, boom. So it makes sense where we're coming from. You know? Is S2 wrong here? In what context? You guys need to speak in what context? You know? On gold, I think it's rejecting daily resistance. No, not really. I have to make a decision fast if I want to try fill this wick, but what's really putting me off right now is that it hasn't closed below this 5, and all morning we've rejected off this 5. So for me, unfortunately, that's going to be a factor that's going to play into this, because we're rejecting zones from the past. Plus, we haven't closed below the 5. So this candle is doing what all the candles did before, and they've all led into some sort of rejection. If it closed below, I would kind of not care too much about these rejections in the past, because I'd focus on recent price action and say that it makes sense to fill the wick. Because this is the first time that the 5-minute has been able to close below this resistance without rejecting, right? If you can see here, rejected, rejected, and again, potential rejection, we don't know. That question mark is a problem in a trade, because that's going to make your probabilities 50-50, right? It's going to be 50-50, 50% chance it can get below, 50% chance it can reject. If it gets below and closes nicely, yeah, it's an option actually to take a sell. Now, if it rejects here, well, that's going to answer the question of the other side. So realistically, the only way to enter in a scenario like this, which is still aggressive because you don't know if this is going to be the low for now, right? Because it's made a low, it's rejected from that low. Is going to be for the 5 minute to close below this resistance that we've been rejecting off all morning here 3 times. And you can see that coming through, right? So that's my point, is that you take it on the flip and you don't do this analysis, and now you're trying to question, fuck, what's going on? But with me doing analysis and not jumping into a trade, but speaking it to you guys, showing you guys, first of all, it avoids you from entering something random, and it actually shows you probabilities. And that's what I mean, 50-50. So it really is 50-50, because we also have the bearish side that things are going down, right? We are going down. 15 did close bearish, but you can see how powerful zones can develop over the day. And that's why price action is such a powerful method of trading, is because you can actually see what's going on. I trade what I see, not what I think, right? A lot of other concepts are going to be trading what they think, right? I think that this price, or they trade based on have. What I mean by have is that price has to grab liquidity from here to go down. It doesn't have to, you know, but we trade on what we see, you know. 15-minute fair value gap and 15-minute price in discount. Yeah, make sure to check that the summer sale is going to be active for the rest of the session. If there's no summer sale for the rest of the session, you might have to go and drink some turtle soup to make yourself feel better. Only thing I think we can do, open some caskets. Come on, bro. Man wants me to keep getting shit skins. I need to top up balance, guys. I need to top up balance again. The last time I topped up balance, I think, yeah, I need to top up balance again, man. Shit. What knife and glove combo you have? I don't have, like, my knives I have in the game. I have a karambit Doppler. It's worth about, I think, $2,000 something. Yeah, $2,000. But the way I got it back in the day was, you know, we were playing. I didn't really buy skins. I gambled my way up. I gambled my way up and then got that. So we need gloves, man. We need gloves. I actually have unboxed a knife before. I unboxed a flip knife Doppler, which was very nice. And then I got scammed for it, man. I got scammed, which sucked. So I lost that. You know? Even more reason. Yeah, I'm owed one. 1v1? Yeah, but you're gonna lose. That's the problem. Alright, let's see. About to close below, potentially. Oof. It closed below. Okay, wait. I don't have enough time. That's so rushed. I need to see on broker. Yeah, that is below on broker. Let's see if we can get a decent top wick here. A little bit bigger for this so I can prepare the trade. I do have bottom wick on broker as well. So let's see this. Because we need to also calculate stops here. Rebreak of low. Stop loss here is 36. 36 is all the way down there. Quite big. Where could we run stops a little bit better? And I missed it. Not fast enough to calculate, man. Not fast enough to calculate. And I don't want to rush into anything. 39 pip stops. 39 is here. But I'm not rushing. That's my number one rule. Do not rush. I think if I had a little bit of time, I run this 26 pip stop. If you got in, congrats. But it happened last minute. I really thought it wouldn't close below. Only way I can get it now is on like a 1 minute retest. But I think it's gone. I missed it. It's a problem, man, when you're taking a trade that's a weird trade, right? Because do I really want to use 15-minute stops? You know, that's the problem with using these type of trades. Is it's like it's a made up trade. Not made up, but it's not something that I originally planned in the beginning of the day. And this was bullish before it closed. B breaking the low. Yeah, if you managed to get in, congrats. Nice job, nice job. Clean trade. On 50 made set up to wick fill to the bottom. I told you guys 5-minute close below would be the one. Look at how accurate I was in saying that this would reject. If it closes below would be the one. I just didn't have time to calculate, and I'm not going to put a random lot size. I had lot size still in from DAX yesterday. I'm not going to go in with that lot size. I'm going to be screwed. Not yesterday, but the last time. Entry would have been here, and I think I would have been out break even if it rejects here. Let's have a look. How it rejects. My entry was somewhere here. That's where it would have been. What stop loss did you guys use? I'm interested. What stop loss you would have used? $26. Yeah, you see 23. Too much discrepancy. You all should have 5 top wick, even worse. Yeah, I think this is the problem, man. You rush into a position, these stop losses are risky. What if it was to retest here? You're not going to be wrong. If you use this 5 top wick, stupid stop loss. They can retest here again. Check 1 minute. What's here on 1 minute to protect you? It's very easy to retest here, look. It's just a 1 minute high. Retest, grab liquidity. Ultimately, think about it like this. You entered here, right? Price could easily do this. You know, 1 minute could go one more retest. And then you get that, boom. And then you're stopped out. That's the problem. That's the problem. Why you have to really calculate stop loss. Because you will easily take a losing position even though it's a winning idea. You know? I mean, it did it back here. Look at this full break of structure. If you had stop loss above these highs here, you got stopped out. And it broke structure just for the next candle to do what? Dump. So I think that's why I wanted the 36 pip stop loss. But I'm pretty pissed off that I missed. You know, for me, I think good stop loss would have been just here, something like this, 34, back above this previous level, which is the 1 minute resistance, would be enough, you know. And it gives you enough room to manage as well, because anything closing back in this range here, this range as well, you can close the trade early, right? So let's say if you, unfortunately, it didn't have this push down first, right? Unfortunately, it didn't have this this push first, and we went into drawdown. If we went into drawdown, then you could say, okay, fine, anything closing back in the range, I'm out. Well, anyways, it kind of solved that for you. It's gone back to break even. So feel a little better, but still, I don't feel better because it should have played out. But personally, in this situation today, I would have been out break even. So realistically, it's kind of a better feeling for me, but doesn't change the outcomes of what could have happened. But shame actually there's not enough volume to continue because it was looking good. It was looking good. 18 pips is all it gave, which is kind of what's made me hesitate as well, is do we have enough volume? But with the first initial push, it was looking great, but just couldn't fail to get past this. You know. Anyways, last day of the month, you know, we sometimes last day of the month like to have lower volume, guys. Lower volume. We should really be preserving profits on a day like today, guys. It's the last day of the month, man. You know, always wind down towards the last day of the month. I think it's so weird to say, but the best option today was guess who? Good. GJ, man. Looking clean. Looking very clean. Look at that. 5 minute high, low, volume. Wow. I really hope GJ comes back like that. You know? I really hope GJ comes back like that. We can start to see that consistently. Would be really nice. Because the setup is there. It's just we need to see trust. And that's an important thing. Especially when you guys look at the data, right? If you look at the data, if we entered retest, it would have failed. I mean, look at the information. Since the beginning of the year, some of the guys in the group are net negative on GJ. I'm up like 0.85% on GJ for the year. It's really underperforming compared to what else we've been trading. You know? But nice push. Problem is, what does gold want to do now? Is it gonna just keep making these lower highs on 5 minutes? So can we just enter again? I think gold is consolidating. We'll see. Sorry to interrupt your talk. Can you draw a downwards trend line on the 5-minute time frame? I don't use trend lines. So you're asking me to draw a trend line, but it's not something I use. So I'm not sure how that's going to be helpful for you. I draw these horizontal lines. Those are what I use to in my own trading. I'm contemplating if this 5 can close cleanly like this. I'm contemplating to go on this 5 with then stop loss above this wick here, because now we make a second lower high. You'd have the stop loss, a decent stop loss to have range. I mean, it's getting bigger now, but if you could just chill. I hate when it does this ping pong. Any market that ping pongs is always hard to trade. Very difficult. You know, compared to something like this where trends, these are much better. Trends, whenever you have a moment of like ping pong up this shit, very hard. Because it's just trying to make its mind up of where it wants to go. It goes to the lows, it comes to the highs, breaks the highs, comes back to the lows, breaks the highs again, breaks the lows, then goes back up again, then finally breaks the lows. You think it's time to go, for it to pull back again, dump deeper, all of that just to set up for a move towards the high. And you're totally cooked. That's also the reason I don't like people looking at lower time frame. Because it's going to confuse the hell out of you. Would you take buys for GJ or you would look for sells after a push when the daily is bearish? It's not only the daily, you have to consider the 4 hours as well, right? Now on GJ, we've just been consolidating. If you look at daily, it closed doji. So it's a form of consolidation. The 4-hour time frames showing rejection. Yes, it's bearish. This could be one big setup for this to flip. But look at the ranges. Look at structure. Look what price is telling you. Does anything here look bearish? Full higher lows, higher highs. It's hard to sell that. You don't even have the range to sell that. So gold ended up dumping here. So this would have been more annoying because I would have been taking out break even and then it would have dumped. I would have probably gone break even in these conditions. I'm just trying to think, where would I have not gone break even? I'm not sure. I'm not sure where I would have not gone break even. I even called it. So a lot of people will fool their minds to think that, hey, I wouldn't have gone break even. That would have been a winning trade. Do not trade hindsight, guys, and believe. You know, you can see how much money there is in the market, but when you try to take that money, it doesn't work, you know. Got a question? Sure. What's your question, man?
So I was just wondering, right? Like, do you reckon we could possibly look at a different like currency or different pair to trade instead of GJ?
You could. I mean, I'm quite happy with gold and DAX as well. Only when I notice a lack, I mean, there's been plenty of positions for myself.
Yeah. I've just steered away from GJ. Like, I've just been looking at the higher time frame. I'm just like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, you can. You can trade what you want. You can trade. I mean, in London, I mean, your options in London are like GU, EU. You know, the rest is a little bit boring. Yeah, Euro USD a bit boring for me though. I mean, gold and DAX is super fun, in my opinion.
Yeah, gold and DAX is fun, bro. Taking DAX on the London Open, I've been backtesting that. That is really fun to trade.
Yeah, I prefer that. GU's like GJ's ugly sister still clapped. I mean, GU has seasonality. You don't think letting it retest would be a better option than going mental break even there? Yeah, but what do you trust in this scenario, right? Like, you have to be honest with yourself. So it pushed up, it came back, then pushed up again. So what do you trust? So the only way you can't go mental break even, because the retest, this retest that happened here closed the 5-minute bullish. At the time, you would have been shitting your pants, because the 5-minute closed back above this support. It closed bullish with long rejection wick towards the downside. You know, so the only way, like I said, that's why I said these stop loss here, this tight stop loss here, you're clapped. Because look, just one more small push of just 9 pips, a 9 pip little volume push, you're out. That's why I was saying you need to run the bigger stop loss and just say, if you're not going to manage break even here, you manage with something closing back in the range. You see the difference? It's a massive difference. How much are you make this month? I've only taken one trade during New York. The rest has been here. Started the month with 2 losses, so I was down 2R for the month. This was a very small loss, only 0.2%. So this was pretty easy, but started the month with minus 2.2%, and then not percent, but 2.2R, and then recovered that, and then fumbled with risk on this position here. This was supposed to be a big paying position, 100 pip position, and only got paid 0.5% because of fumbling risk. So yeah, that would have been put me up in easy 0.5% more, you know. So yeah, it's okay, you know. I mean, it happens. You know, so around 3R. DAX is ranging for now. We have the open in about 30 minutes. So let's see if DAX can actually break the range, would be great. And if GJ comes down to 19900, is it potential setup 2 for 5 for bias? Yeah, it would be potential. Depends on where it rejects. You know, you have to, how London works is if London pushes, it's done anyways. Like I said, GJ's done for London. You're not going to get anything more. If it continues pushing, it's low probability that once one move happens like that, that's how London works. It's a move, you capitalize off it or you don't. That's it. You know, that's really how London works. I became an unprofitable trader when I was profitable from trying to chase moves. Always trying to catch the second move in London, because I would hesitate to take the good position, right? I hesitate to take the good position. In this I didn't, but you know, in general, when I started, I would like not take this position. Seeing this play out would build me confidence, and then I would have just gone in. Gold would have been break even. Yeah, like again, now it's coming back to entry. So now it would have tapped this. You would have been like, okay, fine. Now I don't, you know, it's tough, right? I got up BE. I think the only way is you either break even or you manage the trade, guys, because it's just chopping down. You see lower high, lower high, lower high. So the only way is you accept a loss in this trade. Or you get up break even and don't accept the loss. And be happy that, hey, I'm not willing to accept a loss. But if it plays out, I'm not going to be pissed. Because the guys who are willing to accept the loss, if this rejection right now cannot reject this high, if you cannot find this becomes a liquidity grab and rejects like this, if this doesn't reject, then you have to accept a small loss. But that's your choice. And that's the power of break even, is that you could be like, I don't want to accept the loss because probabilities, I can just take an easier trade. I gave it a chance and that's it, right? So that's the thing. But realistically now, you either break even or you have to manage in a loss. There's no way to be, okay, I'm going to wait for price to reach this certain zone. Because right now it's just chopping on the way down. And at any time, realistically, we could reject from both ways. Because we're seeing tons of liquidity being generated from the downside. Grabbing here, no continuation. Upside, we see continuation. Every time price continues, it rejects though. So as long as these lower highs can continue, it will work. If not, it's going to be stuck. That's how London works for all pairs. Yep. That's how London works for all pairs. Even New York works like that, but you have two moves in New York because you have New York. Sometimes there's no trades during New York Open, and then the trade only comes in NYSE, you know. I have $7 to trade with. I think you should take your $7 and keep it to yourself, man. There's no point of trading with $7, brother. You know, I don't know what you're gonna do with $7. Just keep it for yourself. Don't try to gamble, flip it, really. Earn some more money and practice on demo. That's the best. I mean, if you want to practice with real money, I think you need at least $10 and use a cent account. What's the lowest risk you can risk on a cent account? What's the lowest risk you can risk on a cent account? $0.01 you can risk. What's the smallest risk on a cent account? Has GJ pushed too much to take a trade even if 5 structure? You take the first, the question, okay, I'm going to ask you this question. Why didn't you take the first trade? If you're looking to trade GJ and it was a plan, what was the problem with the first trade that makes the second trade okay? That's what you have to ask yourself. I didn't trust GJ, but why would you trust it now that it's pushed more? You're buying higher. You're being part of the FOMO trading gang. So if you didn't trust GJ then, why do you trust now? Tony, bro. Please. Make him, destroy him in Italy, please. Actually, to be honest, he's British, man. He's pretty solid. I think in that side of things, party drink, he's pretty much sorted. He's sorted. Not too worried about his stamina there. What's the best way to grow a $400 account? Don't over-risk the account trying to grow it fast. I mean, that's just gambling. That's how you lose the account. You see what happened to gold? So actually, if you took gold and you didn't go break even, like I said, I actually would have been break even from the first rejection. So it would have all equaled the same. You'd have to close in loss. And I personally prefer not to close in loss. Yes, some of the trades would pay because they will play out. But I prefer not to take that guesswork. I prefer to just, when I have an option in front of me, I like to take it. Because imagine this, put it both ways. And it should work the same way it happens in a loss. It should work the same way it happens in a win. Because in a win, if you're at TP and you have £500, $500 on the table, and the market is saying you can take that, but you don't want to take that because you want 600 or you want 700, and it comes back to zero, you feel stupid, right? Right now, all of you right now, wherever you are, if someone was to walk up to you and say, okay, you press a button, congrats, you have $500 on the table or $100 on the table. Would you like to risk it all and make 150? or would you like to take the 100 now? In that scenario, what are you going to do? People who don't need the money will say, I'll risk it for 150. People who want the money, which is, you know, worth it when you're working for it, will say, yeah, I'll take the 100. So why in a trade, when you have the potential, the market gives you this next scenario, right? It gives you the option that, hey, right, you can have two options. You can get out this trade, all right? You can get out this trade and lose nothing and take something else and be in the same position you are. Or you can give this a chance and potentially lose something and then have to recover that with another trade. So whenever who's in better leverage? I'm in a better leveraged position, not trading leverage, but leverage in overall your positioning as a trader, when I have more control over the market. Now, I never will control the market, but I always want to be in as much control as possible. And in order to be control, I need to be in a situation that does not affect my balance in a negative manner. So allowing a trade to lose when I had the option not to is affecting my balance in a negative manner, because I have to go recover that balance plus make more to be back up to where I was, instead of getting out and the next trade I make and I take, if it's a win, which is, you know, obviously with probability should be the case, I'm just going to be up. This is very powerful. It's like Squid Games. You guys watch Squid Games? Give you the option to go play the game. Most of the people take the option because of being desperate. How many people made it? One guy. One guy only made it out. Right? It's actually that concept applies exactly in trading. Really. If you guys watch that series, it's the same exact concept. People are desperate. They want to make a change in their life. They want things for better. Someone's giving them an easy way out, but when they find out reality, it is absolutely scary as fuck. But there's 50-50, right? They keep doing votes. They say, do you want to continue playing, risk your life, or do you want to leave? You can leave with the money you have right now. The logical people, realizing that the percentage is very low, take that opportunity. The people who are egoistic and believe that they can beat the system, they can beat everything, continue. But remember, we are not here for one game. We are not here to win one tournament. You're here to make a consistent income over time. So you can't go with trying to be lucky. You have to go with what is going to protect me over time. Because what's going to protect you over time is the only thing that's going to make you sustain this and not be one of the person who gets shot. Right? Because literally, as retail traders, we are playing one big game against the rest of the world. We are playing one big game. There is a control room. Those are the powerful people managing money. Money is just nothing. It's printed anyways. We work here every single day hard to generate income. But there's a country, take US for example, that can print $36 trillion of debt. $36 trillion. Most people don't see $1 million in their account. And just to give you an idea how much 36 trillion is. Remember, that's printed off nothing. It's just printed. It's debt. Okay? 1 million? Nope. 10 million? Nope. 100 million? Nope. 1,000 million is a billion. 10 billion? Nope. 100 billion? 1,000 billion. Guys, 1 trillion is 1,000 billion. And they have 36 trillion. Can you understand how useless, like, it's absolute, it's a glitch, yes. It's a lot of bytes. Brother, you can buy the whole item, bro. Buy every single company in the world with that. So you have to understand that you're playing one game and you have to navigate your way through the game sustainably. Right? The good thing is it's not like the rest of us gotta pay that. Oh, wait. Yeah, and can you believe how they play this game? So they put themselves in that situation. Who has to pay? You. You have to pay for that mess. So what? You're gonna let your situation fuck you up? You're gonna let that situation make you feel like you're worth nothing? So you realize, okay, money will be an outcome of what you put into your own life and what you do, you know? And then you start to see that, hey, actually I don't work for money. I work to be the best version of myself. I do everything to my best ability, and I get money as an outcome. You see? Now you actually found one of the hacks in the game. You know? Let's see what Messi is looking at. Oh, it's hard, man, in the range because they're small, right? If you measure this range, it's a tiny range. Look, you're looking for like a 10-point target. Yes, you have the stop loss, but, you know, small movements are making big ground, right? There's no way they can get out of that mess. They will delay the downfall. No, what they will do is they will cut. You know, they will just cut. The whole dollar will fail and poof, all of a sudden debt will disappear and there'll be a global reset of currency. In history, every single currency has failed. Every. Not failed, but restarted in somehow. What are you giving away? You guys need to check my Instagram today. Make sure you check my Instagram today, guys. Very, very important. Very, very important. You need to check my Instagram today. We're doing a giveaway on my Instagram. Yesterday we did giveaway on stream. Today we're doing it on my Instagram. So what are we doing? Today's a fun one. It's another competition, not by luck. This will be by skill. After stream, I'm gonna post it, okay? So make sure that you are on there. There will be 3 total giveaway, right? 3 total giveaway. Giveaway number 1, okay, is gonna be a 1-year membership of Pip Labs. Giveaway number 2 and 3 will be 1 month free Pip Labs. But how are you gonna win? You guys have to, right? You guys have to, on my Instagram story, I will post something there. You have to guess how many simulations were ran this month by, right? How many simulations were ran this month by registered users on the platform, right? And says just posted my Instagram. Make sure drop me a follow so you can join that. It's a skill base, and that it's not random. It's not random. There is hints out there. There is hints out there. There is hints. 124 wins, 40 loss, 52 break even. Should have a win rate of 57.4. That looks incorrect. The stream stats 57.4. Whatever makes your mind happy. If you say I have a 57.4% win rate, be my guest. I'm happy with that if that's what suits you and the way you want to calculate. At this point, whatever makes you happy, you can watch my streams, you can see the way I trade, you can see how I manage trades, and you can make your own assumption. I'm one of the only few traders out there who has entry to exit over 1.5 years now. How many are we? 6, almost 2 years now. Next, in 2 months, we're going to be in 2 years of live recorded data. Every single trade, everything shown from entry. Very hard to replicate these results. Very hard. Very few would want to do this. Very. You know? So your assumption of how you think my win rate is, how you think my stats are, you're more than welcome to check that out. You know, my calculation here is showing 75%, and that's it. Break even is counted as 0 because I close at entry. I lose money on commissions, of course, but they don't add up to anything close to the wins. This is my Instagram. Make sure you follow the right one. Tradesharpe. Go drop a follow. I look very serious here, huh? I'm not challenging you as a trader that you're giving value, just saying that those numbers are not ethically represented. Yeah, man, if you're I'm not sure if you calculate a different way, that's fine, but I calculate the same way that I mean, if you get a journaling software online, I get the same. If you get I've calculated this the same way my FX book would calculate, I calculate it. If a trade is break even, it's break even. I lose money in commissions for sure. Spread, I lose money, but that's the cost to trade. I'm putting my entry to my stop loss, my stop loss to my entry, sorry. That's what I'm doing. So as the actual trade result itself, the result is nothing because the trade ended up hitting break even, but the cost to trade is commissions, right? And obviously spread, but that's your cost to trade. There's cost to do business. I'm not going to consider that because of my profitability. If I was taking many losses, if you were to look at my stats here, you can see, if you were to look at last month, here's the third. Out of my trades, last month I took 2 losses, and one loss was only minus 0.2%, and I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins. 7 wins. Out of those 7 wins, I took 1, 2, 3 break evens. So let's say on those 3 break evens, I had really shit spread, I had really bad slippage, they were shit break evens, and I lost 0.1% on all of those, or 0.15%. If I lost 0.15% on those, let's make it even worse. I lost 0.2% on every one of those trades. So I lost 0.2%, that means 2, 4, 6. That means in that 3 break evens I took, I only would lose 0.6%. Right? So even with the worst conditions, yes, it makes your balance slightly negative, but it's still a lot better than to take losses and losses. So hopefully that makes sense to you. What's this? This is your stats, 70% win rate. Yeah, sorry bro, it's all wrong. You have to change it, man. You don't have 70% win rate, my bad. In prop firm funding pips, indices has 0 commission. Yeah, I have 0 commission as well in indices. That's normal. That's a standard practice. But I'm just trying to make it the worst case scenario to show him how to calculate stuff. So even if you had commissions, right, that's your cost to trade anyways. But in indices, you'll have slippage from time to time. You know? You'll have slippage from time to time. Man, gold is really rough the way it's moving, huh? Let's see if we can find this. It has to be... Yeah, end of month is definitely not helping. Only thing that moved clean, surprisingly, is GJ. So it fucks everyone for the whole month, and then the last day of the month when they're all cooked and they don't want to trade, it's like, let me give a beautiful move here. Just to keep them hooked. It's like it's a tactic, man. It's like it's a tactic, you know? It's like, all right, we'll give them one clean trade just to keep them hooked. I hope DAX wakes up for the open here. That's what I hope. Harry, you don't have to defend yourself. Stats speak for themselves. It's not defend, it's explaining. I like to speak through actions, not through words. So I'm showing what I've done, and I feel this is a lot better than just saying, you know, instead of knocking him off and say, okay bro, shut up, you know, because there might be new people to our stream who have not joined before, and they want to know the answer to that question and be like, okay, yeah, maybe that other guy's right, or maybe Harry's right. They're both entitled to an opinion, right? We can both have an opinion, and that's the first thing I said, is that if that's the way you want to calculate, be my guest. But that's not going to affect the way I trade, and that's not going to affect the way that hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people are calculating their trades. Because if that's the case, and I have a 70% win rate, these gurus who say that I have a risk to reward of 1 to 2, but a 60% win rate, 55% win rate, bro, that means their actual win rate, if you're calculating like that, is maybe something like 20% win rate, which wouldn't make sense. These are my stats, mate. Just one remaining 100 and aiming slowly to catch up to your 75. Yeah, 70 is not bad, man. That used to be my win rate in around 2022, beginning 2023. It's definitely enough to be profitable for sure. One more trade, huh? We can scan barcode on gold. Yeah, it is moving down, but I mean, like I said, I mean, I don't know how I would have managed this, to be honest. I probably might have actually closed in the range. That's why I prefer just break even, because then it gets hard with managing. How much did you see maximum? 27. Yeah, 27 ain't enough, man. 27 not enough. For me at the moment, Monday is the worst day for me to trade. I mean, Monday for me is pretty good when it comes. I mean, this Monday we took good DAX trade, right? Yeah, that was Monday. So it is good. DAX starting to wake up slowly but surely, but the problem for the breakout range, we need it up here, but London Open can do that now. It's definitely possible. Pretty boring London Open, not gonna lie. Definitely not like Monday's London Open, huh? Not like Monday's London Open. That was a good pump on Monday's London Open, I tell you that much. Okay, it's moving now. It's starting to wake up. Clean zone until here, huh? We're not too far from that resistance now. Only a couple of points. So that's quite nice. 6 points. So let's see if it wants to break out. 5 minutes is higher though. Let's see what 5 is saying. In case we're moving fast, we need to enter on 5. 5 is all the way clean here. If DAX closes above, we can take buy as a setup 1. Yes. Are you holding position in gold? No. F33 series or 4 series? What is the M3? M3 is F40, right? The old one. Don't we need some structure for S1? I mean, based on 15, you would have had it because this is the candle that closed after the structure was made down here. Your stop loss will go inside of all of this structure. But for a 5 minute, yes. You know, you will need structure. So it just depends. I mean, 12 minutes, it looks like we're going to need structure anyways because of how much it's pumping. But let's say, for example, it just nicely closed above here. Not really, because where your stop loss is going to be. I hope it can actually chill and not just like, you know, rip like this. That S5 would be clear if you gave the SL. Yeah, but you look, if you took it honestly and you put break even at the highs, right? Then this next candle comes and taps you out. That's what sucks.
Space, wouldn't you?
I think that would work then, you know? Something here.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
I mean, then you could even run stop loss below here. That's not even that bad. Full safety.
Yeah.
You could manage as well. You could probably hold with stop loss below. You could probably hold through open as well. Anyways, let's see what happens now. I really hope we can create some sort of 5 minute pause. It's a big candle this. DAX might be impulsing a lot today because we have news throughout the day. Yes, that's the one threat we have. The next news is in about 55 minutes. So let's see what happens. I mean, I'm glad we got something on Monday. I'm happy that there was actually a move on Monday, not a very boring. Normally, it actually gets quite shitty before, like, especially when we have Monday, Tuesday, and then new day of the month is Thursday. You can see like 3 days just be absolutely disgusting. I used to give back so much money at the end of the month, so much. Always, I remember, last 3-4 days of the month, always cook myself. You know, then I stopped trading it, and when I would look back at it, it was worse because the moves look so clean. The moves look so clean. Why is end of month hard? Is it because of volume or mindset? Both. It's where your mindset is either trying to chase more or recover more. You're trying to recover losses you made or chase more wins. Okay, so that's the mindset part, will affect your judgment in trading. And secondly, the market is rebalancing before each month, right? So either the profit taking going on, whatever it may be. How did you fix? Very easy to fix. Do not let emotion make my judgments. That's the number one way to fix. And secondly, just accept that, hey, if I don't trade for 2 days, 1 day, it's not going to affect me long term. Still will remain profitable. Just focus on taking really good setups during this period, which is like the last 2 days of the month or whatever. And sometimes it doesn't matter. Like I've had so many, I've had also months where the last few days are amazing. So price action will tell you if there's a good setup, you can take it. The problem is you start to force bad setups end of month. I noticed my 15-30 minute scalping struggles when 4-hour daily strong, but swing trades work better in those times. Is switching time frames like that good form of adaptability? No, when you're trending strong should be very easy to trade. You're just trading wrong entries and wrong timing. When we're trending hard is actually the best time to be entering on 15 and 30 minute. you'll be able to get very clean entries because we're trending. Oh, I wish when we're trending. That's my favorite time to trade, is when we're trending. It's very, very fun, very straightforward. You know, just need to wait for the right setup and not jump into random things being, but it's very hard to like take consecutive losses in a trending market unless you're doing stupid stuff. You know, if you're following a solid plan, good stop loss placement, if the market's trending, no matter what's happening, if you're holding drawdown, you should have a very high % chance to get back into profit because we're trending. Man, DAX, close bearish here, man. Give us that structure, please. We have range, but we need that structure. So hopefully this 5 can close bearish would be ideal. NY after news? Yeah, it's only 15 minutes after NY open. So might as well just wait. What's this candle, bro? A lot of volume here in DAX at the moment. Something is being priced in here. We're seeing something be priced in. German CPI, it's not till later. They actually give you the exact times on Financial Juice. 1 o'clock. Monthly resistance tap? Do we have a monthly here? Oh yeah, we do. That's cool. MR, Manti Racing. MR. French results coming positive. Do you think sometimes, Zach? Yes, for sure, man. That's definitely how news works. And it's not really it's the traders who try to price that stuff in. So they try to start buying DAX up. Man, we just needed one 5-minute pause candle. Would have been great. Could use this momentum to our advantage. No pause DAX, just maybe one candle, maybe it would be nice. So in the past, this is where I would enter. In the past, 100%. This is where I'd probably enter on GJ. Right? If I never took the first position, I'd be like, 1 hour close bullish, 30-minute close bullish, 15 nice liquidity grab, 5-minute perfect structure here, 3 minutes I'm in. And I would love to see how this plays out. Since I'm not in, it probably does, but when I used to take these type of positions, these exact scenarios, always I get cooked, man. Always. Gold respect 1 hour support. What a candle on DAX, huh? So how would I have got into this now? There's no way, man. There's just no way. Not buying straight at 4 hour resistance as well. Any other day I'd be clapped for that. Why did you stop taking it? Taking what, brother? That GJ? GJ's just been super inconsistent in the move. Oh wow, look at gold bouncing here. Gold is just getting tough now. GJ's just been super inconsistent in its moves. So if I wanted to take this on the thing, but the last time it's moved this good in London was about 15 days ago, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago we had the same move in London, and then every other London it's just been bad. So it's so hard to pick which one is gonna go, unless you just run massive stop losses and hope for the one to go, like this type of stop loss down here. You know, it's a shame. I did speak about it. I even spoke about the exact entry here. Everyone was kind of on the same book as page as me. It's typical. Would have taken it in the past? No, I'm talking about in the past. I would have FOMO'd into this higher entry here, but then I wouldn't have got a close. In the past, I would still be looking for an entry on GJ and trying to get out. Probably by now gone on 1 minute and trying to find a way in on 1 minute. That's how I used to be in the past. Just lose money on a daily basis. That was kind of the regime. Miss your original entry. Try to find a more aggressive entry. If you can't find a more aggressive entry, get even more aggressive until you lose. Sometimes you'd win. You feel super good. I'm so good, man. And then you end up losing, giving everything back. Do you think DAX could have been taken on a 30-minute close above? Oh, let's have a look. Didn't look at the 30 close. Not really. Because it's right at that 4 hour. Remove that 4 hour? Yes, there's options. There's options. There's options. But, you know, buying at a 4 hour resistance is always hard, man. Always hard. Especially a 4 hour. Where's my TP? Where's my TP? Yeah, especially with what DAX is doing right now. I mean, let's see what else targets we have next. It's pretty clean. Big wick here to fill. Yeah, pretty clean. It will depend how this candle closes. We need one bearish candle. If this candle closes bearish, I start to get in it somewhat, you know, okay, fine, we have a chance now. If this just flips and closes bullish in 3 minutes, it's very tough, man. We're just getting back-to-back bullish candles. In my journey, I used to take losses on Mondays. I noticed this was because of the weekend, and when I come back, I'm eager to take a trade. Oh, okay, that's an interesting perspective. Yeah, that would also cause that, and then it causes you to FOMO. That's a good one. Tomorrow, no DAX trading? Yeah, tomorrow we're off. Bank holiday for DAX tomorrow. But we have gold. If GJ continues like this, would be sweet. Who knows? Especially after all of the Bank of Japan speaking tomorrow. Oh, that's why we're freaking pushing right now. Makes sense, man. This is traders repositioning themselves ahead of this news. Yep. So this is just people repositioning themselves. So they're actually bearish on the yen. I mean, yeah, bearish on the yen right now ahead of the news. So that means they're not expecting rate hikes, which is the forecast. Very interesting. Okay, that makes sense. Tomorrow, no trading, only for DAX because banks are closed. But everything else is open. DAX setup 3 is on a 15. For this, you'd want to close. Setup 3 after such a heavy push like this can be tough. I mean, we could push a 1 minute entry, but do we really have to do that right now? I mean, if you're really looking for an entry, I don't really have too much profits to play with for this month. You know? How much loss for today? Nothing, man. Haven't lost anything. Been in profit for the week. And yourself? Account gone? Probably. You want the 1 month exclusive on what? The wheel? Oh, damn. On the Discord. Yeah, that was today. Nice one. Yes, DM me. Congrats. Cam won it. Congrats. 74 people, so everyone in Zoom participated. Yes, just you have to just DM me your email, bro. That's it. That's all I need. So here's the 1 minute close above. Bottom wick made. So typically, if I was pushing it today, I'm personally not. Rebreak of this 1 minute high would be my entry. If this 1 minute candle closes in the range, I would not take it because it invalidates the trade. So that's how I'd run it. And I'd put stop loss below the 1 minute. Actually, I'd put it below this structure here to run it full 1 minute scalp. Try get 18 points as fast as possible. But if the 1 minute close is bearish, it will invalidate it. So it needs to flip at 5 seconds. Oh, that close is interesting. No bottom wick, I wouldn't take it though. Yeah, 1 minute strat going aggressive. If I had profits to play, even aggressive. The next 1 minute candle closing above here, 27 seconds. That would be an option. That's how I would play it. No chance you get into that. If you did, full slippage. Full slippage on that. Okay, I'm gonna force something if I keep taking stuff here, looking at stuff. So I'm not gonna force anything. Look, if you really want to risk it for the biscuit, yeah, 5 minute closed above here, you can try look for the wick fill and continuation. But really, guys, you have to here 30 points. 30 points is quite a lot. You know, I really rather you don't and build some discipline. You know, if you build some discipline, would be better in my eyes long term. But I know you guys want to love to take a trade and try to generate profit. So maybe you get to learn a lesson the hard way if it doesn't reject and see how you feel after that. So I always encourage people to, you know, also take losses because you learn from that. You know, I can sit here and talk about how, you know, what to take, what not to take. And no one will listen. So, you know, you can try that as well. A lot of volume here in DAX, one of the most we've seen recently. So very, very clean, you know, in terms of the way we're pushing here. Just a shame that it didn't give us something down here. I mean, from where I originally wanted to enter, it's already pushed how much? 89 points. Wow, big push. So appreciate you all. Catch you guys next month. You know, solid, you know, overall experience here. In the beginning of the month, I was coming from drawdown. Everyone was like, let's see how you recover this drawdown. No one remembers how I recovered the drawdown. Now it all seems something in the past. So everyone was worried like, is he gonna start going into a losing streak? Nope. Just traded my plan, stayed consistent, end the month positive. This is what you have to understand makes a trader a real good trader. And yeah, leave a like on the stream before you leave. Catch you guys hopefully tomorrow. Take care. Trade sharp and hopefully speak to you guys soon. All right. Peace.